Oh, wait, that was the wrong one. Sorry. Here we go. That was the right one. Ooh. We beat knives. Beating knives is fun. This thing can take it, and I'll speak on that later, but I just want to say right now, the Chioni, thank God for the Chioni, because I'm just going to be straight up with you guys right now. This probably has been the most refreshing Balisong that I've ever flipped in like a long time. Recently, I've been flipping a lot of knives that have come from the same maker, and a lot of knives are aluminum based, 3D printed based. This was very refreshing. So, for those who don't know, this is the Nolobb Chioni, specifically the pinsless Chioni, which I had forgotten existed until partaking in this pass around, and this is one of the most refreshing Balisong trainers I've ever tried. I should also mention that this pass around is being hosted by Pyro Flipper. This pass around, I believe, has been going on for like over a year now, and has been in the hands of like 30 plus people, and because of that, it shows a lot of wear. This knife, I don't know what it is, it just holds up to it. This knife is super durable. This has channel titanium handles that have, again, that pinsless construction. The worry that I had when beating this thing was that the handle gap was going to close, but I'm pretty sure this is as close as it's going to get to factory handle gap right here, and it's still open. It's still very good. This is something that not even the original Monarch could do, because even those after beating would just handle slap all day. This is a really good thing, obviously, because you're going to still have that handle gap, and it's pretty much the same both in the open position and the closed position. Wow, that was backwards. But it's also, for some reason, like grippier while it's beaten. I know Pyro Flipper yesterday talked to me about how it just adds grip, and even though he probably was being ironic or just like funny about it, I'm pretty sure he's right, because this doesn't really have a lot of grip going on with it, especially on the side. I mean, there was definitely the micro milling that you might be able to see in a few shots, and that does add to it, but it's so small that it's almost just like a plain surface. And honestly, the beating adds to the grip, honestly. The faces of the handles are really, really nice. But on top of that, the faces of the handles have like a really good looking design, so that's probably why this knife is so grippy. I am going to say this right now. I think the Chioni has one of the cleanest trainer designs ever, and no one's going to change their mind about that. I'm flipping it right now, and I haven't flipped an actual like Balisong while I'm reviewing something in a long time. I feel like that just goes to show something about this knife. It's on bushings, and the tolerances of this one aren't really the greatest because it's been beaten. And tolerances are not very good. This trainer is just alone something, just based off the fact that it's been owned by so many people, and it's been in circulation for over a year. This thing was meant to be beaten from the beginning of the pass round, and I was told in a group chat by Pyro Flipper that this was sent on a mission to be beaten, and it certainly is passing my beating with flying colors, because honestly, it looks pretty much the same as to how I got it. So yeah, and I've been beating it pretty much on and off daily, so yeah, it's definitely a trooper. This thing has some pretty solid construction, even though the tolerances aren't the tightest. It's holding together. I would say it's pretty similar in weight to a 4X. I don't really know the numbers of these individual weights of the two knives I'm comparing, but it feels pretty similar of my experience I've had with a 4X. But it's not handle biased like one. In fact, I would say it's more neutral. Even though it is a trainer, the balance of it is just, there's something about it that just feels a little bit more old school. It feels pretty similar. This is a weird comparison, but this feels pretty similar to that of an Archangel. This knife feels pretty similar in experience to the Archangel, and I think that's why I am like enjoying it so much and why I'm finding it so refreshing, is because I haven't had an Archangel in a while. I've had two in the past, but I've really like the experience of this one. It's super neutral while also having that like old school weight to it, and it just does a lot of tricks very well. I feel like this makes me want to own an Archangel again. Am I stupid for saying that? I already I already have something else for my personal collection coming soon in the future. So as I said before, the balance, the weight, and the performance is just super refreshing. I love the way this thing flips. Honestly, as far as the experience goes, besides the tolerances, I don't really have any problems with this trainer. The only problem I do have, I think, which is just a knick-knack with me, is that there's like no grip on the side, but there is a bit of like micro texturing. You can kind of see it. I feel like that's just because it was milled like this and it just came off the mill like this. But that problem's already been solved because I heard that the new Chionis are going to come with jimping. So that problem's already been solved. Honestly, this is like one of the only trainers out there that I've had like zero issue with. I know I've been reviewing a lot of trainers recently, and I'm really excited to review a live blade in the future soon because not only are the pass rounds starting to become a little bit more live blade, but I also added something to my personal collection. For those of you who don't know, on my Instagram, I've been looking for an EPS Wraith for a long time, and since the drops that I missed are long gone, and I don't really see any drops happening in the near future, I did manage to get one. Definitely not retail, but we're going to be reviewing an EPS Wraith in the future, which is really cool because I've wanted a Wraith for a long time now. Ever since I like first saw like the blue ones back in the day, I want a blue Wraith so bad. Back onto the Chioni, I kind of drifted off a little bit. I think the Chioni, for the prices it's going at, I don't really remember what the prices were for these. Let me check on these really quick. What? Okay, so I found a regular Zen pin Chioni and it was $275 plus shipping. Okay. I don't know how much the pinsless ones are. I'm trying to look. Pinsless Chioni. I don't see a price for these at the moment. But if you can find a, wow, that is just crazy money for retail. If you manage to get one for retail, pinsless or not, that is like the deal of the century. You're not going to regret this purchase at all. To sort of wrap up everything about the Chioni, I think their Chioni is very refreshing. It's very similar to some of the more old school knives I've tried. Again, very similar to the Archangel. For some reason, I don't know why, I just can't shake it. It's similar to me from my experience with the Archangel. It just has that old school kind of weight and old school kind of balance to it that I thought was super appealing to me from the Archangel. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The Chioni is probably going to go out to the next person now. So, peace out.